You see, it doesn't matter how many hawks and vulture will team up against the righteous. No matter the trials and tribulations they may pass through, they will always be vindicated. I'm sure it's no longer news that the lady Natasha, the most distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, was victorious again once more over Akpabio and those who are desperate to by any means prove some sort of superiority over her. We all know how she has been arraigned in courts over cases of civil defamation. And what was their aim? The end desire of Godswill Akpabio, Yahaya Bello, and co. was to see the lady go to prison, even if for 1 hour. That is all they've been fighting for. But did they get that? Of course they didn't. When you are righteous, everything works in your favor. The hawks can gather, the vultures can gather. No big deal, but at the appropriate time, they will all scatter. And let me say this, it is really unfortunate that those that are supposed to be persecuted are the ones persecuting those that ought to be in position of authority. You see the three images I'm displaying? I will come back to why it has to be the three of them. Before I proceed, before I come back to these people, let the all supporters of Senator Godswill Akpabio know. You cannot continuously fighting someone that is not guilty just because you want to show that you are superior. Just you want to show that you have the powers, you have the corrupt connections. For goodness sake, these are cases of two senators accusing each other of whatever it is. Now, where does the federal government of Nigeria come in is what Odalu don't understand. How does the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice in Nigeria becomes the lawyer to Senator Godswill Akpabio is something I don't understand. Two senators have issue. The federal government picked up one because Akpabio is on their camp. But I appreciate the judge. I appreciate that judge who felt there was no reason to send this lady to prison for remand, and she granted her bail. That was a victory for Natasha. That was a victory for us, and perhaps one more down for Akpabio and his camp. This is how it continues to go, because the lady isn't guilty of anything. What has she done? Now I want to ask Nigerians, please, or rather, Nigerians should join me to ask the Nigerian government and whoever is up there. The lady Natasha has three petitions against Akpabio. Why is none of them being given attention? But Akpabio submitted one of defamation, and the country made it a national issue, pouring the taxpayers' money to crucify and prosecute an innocent and harmless senator. It is unfortunate that Nigeria have leadership crisis. We have leadership issue, and this is being fueled and sponsored by the people who don't care, who of majority are really not aware of the happenings in their terrain, otherwise known as their country. It's really unfortunate. Now let me come back to these images here. All these three persons, Omoyele Sowore, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, and Mamzi Nnamdi Kanu, these are people currently being dragged here and there within the Federation of Nigeria. They are being dragged by people that are either supposed to be facing trial or in prison. Odalu says so, and I have my reason. Let me start from Nnamdi Kanu. For years now, for years, he has been with the DSS. He has been undergoing trials upon trials. What has he been found guilty of as we speak now? Nothing. You see Sowore has always been from court to court. Even while that of Natasha was ongoing, that of Sowore was also ongoing in the same court, and that of Nnamdi Kanu was also ongoing, the three of them in the same day. And these are three people who are the people, if you allow them to run the affairs of Nigeria, we will have a better Nigeria. None of these three persons will not run Nigeria much better than what we currently have. I stand to be corrected. Many people will say, no, Sowore, no. See, Sowore attack against Obi is the only problem I have with him. But even at that, he's still my guy. I like what he stands for. No matter the approach he's making, he also wants a better Nigeria. I just hope he comes to terms one day that Obi is the choosing one at this time, and that he just learn to to lower his sword and then see how he can work with the people's choice. Otherwise, Showore is one of those persons that can lead the country to greatness as well. Then look at this Senator Natasha. Is any Nigerian still in doubt that if this lady find her way to the highest seat in the country, that Nigeria will not be better off? Of course she will. You see how she was being proudly represented by the organic love of her constituency down from Kogi Central. You saw it. That was organic. That was not party faithful people you sponsored. That is how it is. Let Nnamdi Kanu be released today. You will see jubilation. Not only the southeast, the most part of Nigeria will jubilate. I know that many is going to say, how many of you now? Me, I will jubilate because I'm a supporter of good thing. Hate him or love him, what has he done wrong? My people is, we are, the people, his people are being treated like they are outcasts in their own country, and by that he said, let us go. That's his crime. Even if that was his crime, how did he get into the DSS? He was being kidnapped in Kenya. Do you use illegality to fight illegality? The answer is no. So I just want my people to know that it's unfortunate that we have a country where those that should be leading are being prosecuted and tried by those that should be behind bars or facing trial. That's my message. Nigerians, are you going to let this continue? Over to you.